Hi everyone. So in my first video I didn't talk at all. I just went through a rolling abdominal sequence. In this video today though, we're going to break down planks. We're going to start with just all hands and knees, finding your adequate position between being too far dropped in your scapulas and being pressed too far up. And then we're going to go ahead and progress to a modified plank with your knees bent. And then we're going to go on to a full plank with your legs extended. And then we'll explore side planks and how you can actually add some movement into all of the positions. The reason that we're going through plank pose is it's actually been studied a little bit. And if you can hold a plank for about 2 minutes, you should have less back pain because you actually have the adequate core musculature to support yourself. So from here, we're just going to go on and start going through the beginnings of plank and progressions. So first things first, we're going to start off on our hands and knees. You want your knees right underneath your hips and your hands right underneath your shoulders. Now, when you're in this position, you don't want your scapulas to be squeezing together, and you also don't want to be so far pressed up that you're starting to round your spine and feeling it through the front of the chest. You really just want to find that flat back position and have your head in line with the spine. Now, to make this position a little bit harder, if you can adequately keep this here, you're going to just take your knees back. And now you have a plank line from the tip of your head to your knees, not all the way down to your feet, but it's still a little bit more difficult than it was when we were in that all fours position. Now from there, if you can do the second modification, we can always go on to the third position, which is your full plank. Now you don't want your hips to be too high, you definitely don't want them to be this high, and you want your shoulders to be right over your wrists. And you also don't want to drop those hips too low, like you're almost coming into that upward facing dog position. You really just want to have that flat back, be activated through the serratus, which is that armpit muscle there, and then just hold here. Now your plank is very important because it's the building block for another Pilates exercise. This exercise is the push-up. And normally we do narrow push-ups in Pilates, so you go ahead and lower down and raise back up. Now without the proper plank form, you can't even achieve that. How do you build to that? You drop the knees, or you can even do narrow arm push-ups on all fours. And all of that is working that tricep musculature so that when you do have the strength and stability to hold your full plank, you can also complete a push-up there. So we just completed the plank breakdown for regular planks building onto push-ups. From here, we're going to go ahead and explore side planks a little bit, and then we'll go into the other variations and how you can move throughout planks. Okay, so to begin with, we're going to go through the modified side plank. Now, again, you can get to this position through your hands and knees position, which I like to do just so that everything is consistent, and then you can also have easy transitions when you actually do the exercises. Now, if you're going from your hands and knees, you can take both your left hand and your left leg in towards the center of the mat, so everything is closer. And now from there, you're going to go ahead and extend the right leg back and take the right arm up towards the ceiling, and you're going to pivot your knee so it faces the front. So here is your modified side plank. You should be able to lift and lower that leg. You're really just using that bottom leg as a kickstand for support until you can build up to a full side plank. Now, getting into a full side plank is very similar, except for the fact that you start in a plank pose. So from plank, you'll go ahead and take one hand towards the center of the mat. Again, this is my left hand. You're going to rotate the feet and then open the arm up to the side. Now here's your full side plank. It's a little bit easier when your feet are stacked with one in front of the other, and it becomes a little bit more challenging as you take both feet one on top of the other. You're really using those side obliques to help you stay up here. Now those are the static poses, and that's really the progression for side plank. You can also do plank pose and side plank pose on your forearms. And the progression is exactly the same. You just change the point where you are starting from. All right, now we're going to have a little bit of fun, and we're going to put together a sequence that moves through regular plank and side plank, and it has a bit of extra motion added to it. Feel free to use any of these variations that you like. Some are a little bit more cardio based, some are a little bit more strength based. They're all pretty fun, and you can weave them together however you want. So I'm going to do it one way. If you find something you like and it works better for you, you go for that. You make your own thing. It's fun to play with Pilates. All right, guys, let's get started. We're going to go ahead and start in whichever plank position you happen to be working on at this time, and I'm going to start in a full plank. So now from here, we can go ahead and actually just take our hips side to side, keeping our abs lifted, but now challenging our arms because our lower body is moving and our upper body is staying still. And then we can come back center. Same idea here, moving the lower body, keeping everything else still. You're going to drop one knee and lift it up. Drop and lift. Drop, lift, drop, lift. Keep everything engaged. And again, another variation here. You can take your arm to your hand. Arm to hand. And then you can take knee to opposite knee. Knee to opposite knee. Now you're just working your abs in a bunch of different planes now by changing where you put your feet. Now from here, you can actually make all of that a little bit harder and continue to work on your push-ups by lowering the arms and keeping moving. Now that is actually forelimb staff pose in yoga. You can choose to go there if you would like. After you've been in plank for a while, it does get a little bit tiring. Okay, so let's come back to our full plank. We can always move to side plank from there. Open out to the side. And we can do side bend mermaid for Pilates. Lower, inhale, and lift. Lower, and lift. Lower, and lift. And we can add a twist and open. Twist and open. Twist and open. And you can even take your top leg up and lower, up and lower, up and lower, up and lower. Keep it there. Take the bottom leg out front, tap it back, front and back, front, back, front, back. Then take the legs back together, turn back center. If you want to add a little bit of cardio here, again, move the lower body, keep the upper body stable. Jump out and in, plank jacks. We can do our mountain climbers. And then go ahead, drop down and press back, give yourself a break. Well, I hope I give you guys all some good ideas about how to work through plank. It's up to you how you do it this week while I'm gone. We'll have fun with it a little bit more when I come back. All right, thank you guys.